Hi there, I'm Andrew. I'm an architect, a photographer, and a web designer, and I set up Best Cafe Designs to celebrate global cafe culture and to feature architects and cafe designers all over the world. One of the things that I'm interested in is featuring and understanding the specialty coffee world. And in this episode, I've interviewed Klass from Superkop, and they're a manual espresso machine company that just started in 2022. And I was interested in the design of their new coffee machine and how they're going, their origin story, and Klaus is very generous to come on and talk to me about his product, and I'm glad to share that with you.
I can show you, let's say, a bit of our company story, which I
Awesome.
normally do with coffee shops or roasters or potential distributors.
Yep.
So yeah, Superkop is a Dutch design, and it has been an idea of a long time ago. It took us quite long before we got to the final design and the working device, and we did it as a kind of project. And it
Yep.
was really to replace an expensive coffee machine where we had to service a lot
Yep.
and boilers needed to be cleaned, etc., and decalked and descaled, etc. And here we went back to the espresso basics, which is good grounded beans, then hot water, time, and pressure. And with the super cup, you can, with a lever, create a substantial amount of pressure, 8-9 bar that is needed, and you press down a piston to extract espresso.
Hmm.
And the water cup that you see in the middle is effectively the secret ingredient because it holds the pressure but also doesn't really absorb heat. So the coffee is really hot when it gets out. You don't need a lot of parts, you don't need a lot of electronics, and everything is back to what we call human powered.
Hmm.
And the lever needs to be pushed down 6 times to create the shot, and that means that anybody in the household can make coffee. And it's very simple. It's workflow for espresso with a normal machine is the same. So you put ground coffee in the portafilter, you temp it, put the water cup on, pour water in it, one shot or double shot, and then 6 times you push down the lever and you are done. Then you can remove the water cup and knock out the coffee puck, and you can restart again.
Right.
So it's fairly simple. So for a household, you can make easily multiple espressos one after the other. If you have hot water and ground coffee, then it's okay. So if you have a grinder, it goes fast.
Okay.
And the idea was really to be a little bit more sustainable, durable. It needs to be you can repair it yourself, etc. So much less cost, and it's really for life. It's built with aluminium and stainless steel, and there's only 5 parts that need to be can be replaced by yourself. So
Right.
we started in 22 when we had a final machine working, when the ratchet mechanism and the lever mechanism really worked. We started with a Kickstarter. Then we got into 6 countries roughly by the end of the year. So Thailand was one of them, Switzerland, the US, Benelux.
Yep.
And we sold around 750. The year after, so last year, we got into much more countries and we sold around 1,500 super cups worldwide. We added Japan, France, Germany, etc., and Australia. We are with a partner in Melbourne. He started small, but he will slowly grow into the Melbourne area and then find retailers and other shops like in Sydney, of course. And we know that Australia is a coffee country, so we need to penetrate there. And this year
Um.
we are working on more
And
opportunities like South Africa, etc.
and so for Australia, can you describe a bit more? So where is it available right now in Australia?
So it's mostly via the website of my partner
Yep.
in Australia. So for Melbourne, so that's Supercop. I guess it's .au.co or .co.au. But so they have a similar website, and you can buy it online. And he is now trying to find retailers in Australia that work with him, and he's talking to various roasters. He's going to the farm market with a roaster and trying to get the Australian public aware of Supercop.
Right. Yep.
But I can share you the website details and the owner.
Yep.
Um, so we're working effectively to get more sales points in country, but also getting more countries where we are present. So we're working now on the UK, Indonesia, we just got a party that is starting to test, etc. I'm the partial owner and manager that is focused on business development and sales, and then the logistic production. And Jorien is working on marketing, the social media side, and our website to make sure that we get more brand presence and product awareness around the world.
Yep.
And the target is, of course, grow, and then with more growth, do more Superkop items. So the product is really mechanical. It's very simple. There's only a few moving parts that can be replaced, as I said. So there's two seals in the piston and in the water cup that over time might need to replace due to wear and tear. There's two springs that operate the ratchet, and then there's a gas spring that moves the piston back up when you release the ratchet. So you go down 6 times, then you push the lever back up straight, and then the piston goes back up automatically, and you can restart. We made it as transparent as possible so that there's no hidden secrets. You see the ratchet, you see the mechanism, you can open it up and repair it yourself, and it makes super coffee built out of really materials that will last a lifetime. So your kids will fight over it. And then the magic, as I said, is in the water cup that you put on. It's a plastic, and you can put a single shot or a double shot in, and it doesn't absorb the heat and pressure, and therefore it is more or less unbreakable, the whole device. What is a bit unique is that you can also wall mount it. So normally we deliver it on a base with a stand, but you can remove it from the stand, and then with a drip tray, a wall set, you can mount it in your smaller apartment or a smaller kitchen or in your camper van, for instance.
Yep.
We have patented and from a trademark, but also the whole design and the mechanism is trademarked or patented for the next few years, so that we are a bit protected and make sure that we get limited amount of copycats.
Yep.
This is the product range at the moment. So you have 3 colors: red, white, and black, and then you have the wall set. And then we have the bottomless portafilter, which a lot of people like because you can make Instagrammable espresso shots. And then anything that comes on top is accessory and replacement parts. So our go-to-market is simple. We try to find distributors. It's a 9-kilo device, so it's expensive and costly to send across to the world. So we rather work with a distributor that is present in the market, and they need to find or have already their retail shops, and that can do the demonstrations to the public and the consumer, because we think it's important that you get to know the device, can test it, and then people get convinced.
Yep.
The retail price is around €800. I don't know exactly how that translates to Canadian or Australian, but we try to apply the same recommended price around the world. We are, from a website perspective and a brand perspective, focused on creating end customer demand. So it's not our real prime aim to sell. It's really to get distributors and retail shops and push the product via those existing channels.
Yep.
Then we did a lot of marketing last year. So we got our Instagram, YouTube, and all those channels working. We got into Barista magazine with a review. It's a US magazine that's well read in the coffee world. Then Wired wrote a review by their coffee specialist.
Yep.
And then Mark Prince, the coffee geek from Canada, wrote also a review, and he even put it in his kitchen as one of the only devices that he likes so much that it can stay in his kitchen next to all his other things. We got an award for innovation in the manual espresso or the traditional espresso machine from Food Bev in the UK. And then surprise was a bit that we were mentioned by Time magazine for their top 200 inventions, for which we got, it was a very nice article about something that was unique and innovative.
Wow, just on that, how did you get, say, mentioned in Time magazine? Because it sounds
We
like a
still
lot of
don't- we
work done
still
in a very
don't-
short amount of time.
We still don't know.
Okay.
So we were picked up probably because of Wired.
Yep.
I guess that their how do you call it? Their selectors looked at that and said, okay, let's buy one and test one and do a special mention.
Yep.
It was also, we were next to the Apple Provision or what was it, and some other things. But yeah, it was a surprise also to us. Then we do a lot of campaigning around camper vans, children making coffee, where we are, where
Oh,
you can apply it, and how to really show how it is used and where you can use it. And then, yeah, this is just a summary from what we had last year. We're trying to do the same. That's why I'm also talking to you. Is we need more exposure,
yep.
need to have more reviews, and we need to be making sure that Wirecutter from the New York Times or CNN Unscored and those kind of people review the device, because only then you get into the top searches.
Yep.
Then we are working on three things. One is more and more in Europe, you have also the easy serving espresso pads, the ACA. We need to adapt our basket a little bit to make sure that it works. Then we're starting to put up some merchandising like the barista temper, the knockbox cups, etc., and all in the same style and same branded. And the long-term goal is a grinder manually. This is the set that we want to launch. I have the first sample of the temper I have here, which is fully the same stainless steel, heavy duty, will never break, and therefore it makes it a tool for life. Yeah.
Hmm.
And this is the lineup, and that is that's the Superkop story.
Great. Oh, thanks so much for sharing that. As you know, I'm an architect, I'm a designer. I'm really interested. So Kickstarter 2022, very recent, and it's a very beautiful object. How did you come about designing it? Are you a designer yourself, or
No.
what
So
was the
so
process?
the process was that we got to a first pretty clumsy prototype that worked with, let's say, a piston that you could push down, and then with a water cup where water would be in, etc. Then we got an industrial engineer designer involved
Yep.
who perfected that, the rigid mechanism, and really thought through how do you do that. And then we did drawings of the mechanism, and we started with a prototype together with a factory in China from some Dutch people that moved their factory to China. And then we gave a design studio a assignment to say, can you design for us a BMW Tesla or a Land Rover? More a automated tool or a real tool? And
Yep.
we ended up with the Land Rover.
Ah,
And we
as
want
in you had different approaches in your design.
Yeah, so we gave the design studio a task or a assignment and said, can you design around this mechanism
Yep.
two different flavors? One is
Ah,
a BMW or a Ferrari or a Land Rover. And they
yep.
came up with the Land Rover. Or they came up with two designs and we picked the Land Rover design. So robust, tool-like, transparent, no buttons, no hidden secrets, nothing that can, yeah, and that we chose. And it was a design, it was effectively an assignment of a bureau in the Netherlands.
Right. That's
And
so.
then we finished all the drawings around that, and then we started production. Once we have the design fixed and the drawings fixed, we went to this company that is based in Ningbo, China. They have moved their company, their family company, back to from the Netherlands there, and they effectively started with all the production, and we produce with them, and then we ship worldwide.
Yep. And you mentioned you do a bit of work on the website and the ordering. How do people know about Supercop right now? What's the best method that people know? What
Yeah,
are the
so
different
we
ways?
Yeah, the different ways is we are going to the shows. So the coffee fest. So we went last year to the Amsterdam Coffee Fest, so which is a mix between retail shops and public.
Yep.
Then we go this year and last year we went to World of Coffee, which is an event run by the Specialty Coffee Association. And last year it was in Athens. This year they have one in Busan, Korea, one in Copenhagen. So we go at the end of this month to Copenhagen, where we have a stand. And then we did also last year Host, which is the largest hospitality show in the world. That's every 2 years in Milan, and there we had also stand. So then you're in the coffee stand, everybody is there, and then We do a lot of social media, Instagram, etc. We have some influencers, and we're trying to work now towards more a ambassador program, whereby we have some people that are really keen to promote our brand in country.
Yep.
And we try to be in as many shops as possible over time, that's where the real work is. I think that if we have more shops where you have either it's a roaster or it is a specialty coffee shop or a kitchen appliance shop, and they can demonstrate Superkop, then that would already be magnificent. But yeah, we tried all the various marketing tricks, depending on budget a bit, of course.
Yep. So sounds like you're starting with a lot of the in-person, high exposure, kind of very recognized, coffee trade fairs. How about your website and social media? Is it geared towards do you find that people organically search and come to your website or you find that they come as a verification?
Starting. So if they know Superkop and they want to know more, they will search on Superkop. Then we want, of course, to be number one or number two or whatever when people search on Espresso tool or espresso maker or espresso machine. We want to be up there, and that's harder. Then
Oh,
you need
more
to
general
have
tool. Yeah. Yeah.
if they go for manual espresso maker, then we hope to be there. And that's where we're starting now to write a blog, create links, backlinks to the website. But ultimately, our aim is to people need to be aware of Superkop, and that's a longer play. And when they decide to go after a new coffee machine, that we should be in the back of their mind for the research. So we try to do also this year again a lot of reviews with review sites, so that when people search, that they get back to Wired or back to Unscored or the UK Coffee Blog or whatever. People will read about it. I think
Yep.
that the sales process will be always, or the sales journey will be, okay, I need something new. Let's search the website, look at YouTube, see videos, see a review, try to find a dealer in the neighborhood to test. And if that's not possible, try to see if there's Trustpilot reviews, etc. So all those things we're trying to do.
Cool. And on that general term, manual espresso maker, I know that the device is beautiful and it sounds ingenious. The container, the way it stops the heat from escaping. But how would you describe it sets it apart from the rest of the other manual espresso makers?
So one is I'm always so yes. There you have the other ones, Rock, Flare, Robolat, all fantastically designed machines. Ours is, I think, a little bit easier to operate, although that's of course my opinion. It's very simple to operate, and it makes you the cleaning is easy, the workflow is easy. It is just like another espresso machine. So also we selected 58 as the size for the portafilter, so that you can use some of your items that you have already maybe in your coffee setup. I think it's just easier, and it's very robust, and it will not break very rapid. But then again, I don't want to position myself into the purely the manual devices, because there's a whole range of people that currently drink Senseo or Nespresso, or would like to drink better coffee, have a bit more feeling with the coffee product, and want to go away from a world whereby everything is thrown away. Every Nespresso machine or Senseo machine, or when things break, it's thrown away. And then also the plastic coffee cups, etc. Longer term, we should be a bit more thinking about the planet and thinking about how can we do it better, but also more sustainable, and effectively it's more fun to make a coffee like this than just push a button.
I think that sustainability approach, I mean, I know it's with all the types of the manual ones, but I find that, yeah, it's a big selling point of this product. Great to show that in your marketing. But is the
Yeah, the only thing is we want to, and it's definitely something that we should be considerate about. And I think that there's definitely countries whereby sustainability, durability, repairability, etc., is becoming a bit more front focused, but it's still it's still very convenient to buy an espresso cup, and highly subsidized, of course, electronic machines that get pushed out there.
Oh, so they subsidize on the machines to push the actual capsule product.
Yeah,
Is
because
that the way the system
yeah,
works?
I think that a lot of coffee machine builders, certainly the ones that have the bigger brands like Nespresso, they probably subsidize to get you into their subscription model to buy cups,
Yep,
which is a fantastic business model. Don't get me wrong. I've drank 13 years of Nespresso,
yep, yep.
but freshly grounded beans and your own grinder and a little bit of time to spend making a super cup is very enjoyable every morning.
Yeah, it sounds enjoyable. Yeah. Yeah, that's all really cool. You probably didn't expect to stay this long on the call. I might
No,
just
no,
trace.
no. It is fine. For me, it is also help others help me, or the other way around. So I think that still, if we can get more people aware of Superkop, either via design or roasters or kitchen or and all helps.